Welcome everyone for re-live streaming this again, because the one time I don't look on the audio view meter, of course, puts audio, somehow thought it doesn't need to provide an audio source for the bloody 4K cam HDMI capture dongle. So what I just live streamed, summarizing this again with audio, amazing stuff. So remaining here a prominent figure of having to criticize Rust and Cargo. Unfortunately, as much as I love Rust in principle, what's up today after 3 years of integrating Rust and Cargo? Here's a primary maintainer of Rust and Cargo for our state-of-the-art, simply raw Linux distribution here. And after 3 years of this, many times live on YouTube, and you probably want to watch the previous videos, and probably I should summarize this in a proper textual form on like Medium or something, of all the micro dependencies and create IO integration working behind, with all the auto magic update and stuff behind the back of Linux distribution and stuff. But today I wanted to quickly package Delta, because amazing viewers commented under the other video, hey, have you tried Delta? And no, I didn't. So I packaged Delta. And then I noticed, and I knew that already, although I had here integrated or optimized that to run Rust and Cargo's build, like if you just run Cargo build, it will build a debug build with unoptimized insertions. I knew that already, and so obviously I noticed that years ago, and so I had this already optimized to Cargo build with -- release, except of course the debug. This is why I edited there. So, so to build release for having the same to install with Cargo install, because otherwise, if you don't do that, you Cargo build, you build a release build, and then Cargo install, then you rebuild a release build. Did I say release? You build a debug build, and then you build a release build. Unless, of course, you want debugging, then you need to do the reverse, then you need to just Cargo build, and otherwise Cargo install -- debug. The really stupid thing is that even with that, if you, as far as I remember, if you Cargo build, you can't supply -- debug, I believe. At least I remember it previously. Anyway, so even with these optimizations, I thought like I had this wired and plumbed here for building with -- release and then installing that. But with this Delta today, I realized again, this is another like diff tested yesterday, that it rebuilds this, right? You thought you have this solved, although I realized maybe with Alacrity or something, and other people have noticed the same, right? So here with provide better diagnostics, why creates rebuild and stuff, it's like, yeah, I'm not the only one, and it is super annoying. I really don't know what they are doing. So to finally tackle that, I believe the reason is probably, that is speculation, I'm not that much deep in Rust and Cargo because I simply don't enjoy and like it most. I believe it's probably like features, so whatever is going on there in all the internal stuff, they probably some crates and whatnot probably have, like, if you the build configuration probably is still slightly out of sync or a variant there. That is probably why Cargo decides to rebuild lots of stuff, or nearly all, because whatever micro dependence of all the many probably have slightly different features selected for whatever. Although you build release, but you don't get it, it's whatever. So and also I had another issue today, because I built this Delta and then I saw in the log like it didn't do anything. It was hanging here on update crates IO index. It's like, yeah, 2023, despite we have 500 Mbit down and 50 Mbit up. Yes, my recurring fight here, but the last days of shitty DOCSIS, Vodafone's failing infrastructure here in the center of Berlin, third world internet, what should I do? And happy birthday to all the viewers of birthday there. Amazing. And it's like, yeah, even that, I'm not the only one, and it's like, it's not even if you have shitty internet. I mean, this is freaking business. Like, it's a kind of sort of best, except fiber, which you rarely get in Germany and we can't get here. It's kind of the best business internet here, and yet this registry stuff is hanging for 4 or 5 minutes. I believe I Control-C that, like, canceled that twice or so. Once when it succeeded, it was like hanging for 4 or 5 minutes. It's crazy stuff. Also not the only one with that. Even other big mega corporations and all their serverless, aka more server and Kubernetes orchestration integration, also like frozen registry. Also, spoiler alert, this didn't work, so all this is closed and yada yada, however, going to close and whatever. The Stash frozen registry probably didn't make it in there, so that is why I added here's some no index update stuff here, but I decided, so I added this as a comment. Usually I don't like all the random comment stuff, only with very major stuff like that could be helpful for me or someone else who would otherwise might hours to find it or maybe not even find it. So this option appears to be valid, but I decided to do something because the point is like, why even update the bloody index twice, right? You cargo build, it updates the index, and then you cargo install it, updates the index again, although it didn't change and just updated this 30 seconds ago. It's like really stupid stuff if you ask me. But to cut this short, I optimize this even more because obviously I want my stuff optimized and like not wasting electrons and nerves. Especially for you playing along at home, you might not build this on EPYC Threadripper Ryzen, like Intel's Core i3 57 and stuff from yesteryear and so on. And then it doesn't take 30 seconds but 5 minutes, especially then you think about packages that for me build 5 or 10 minutes and for you they build half an. Sorry. And what time to be alive. So yeah, to cut this even further down, I mean, why even, with all the preparations that are all good and stuff, but also they don't have the biggest effects. So I optimized this further with an even more simple trick, which is also, can we also somewhat cancel this? Probably, yeah. So I now changed this to only run like if it's so stupid and stuff, and even after years and Googling and stuff, like, don't find the system if the system is stupid and broken and the Cargo and Rust people love it and like it and will not fix it. Like, do it the most simple way. Like, why even run cargo build? Cut your build time in half with this simple trick of actually not freaking running cargo builds. It's like, why do we even run cargo build, right? If it's pointless, because usually you would previously 20 years ago or 30 years ago make install. First the stuff built and then installed it, but if the stuff doesn't work like that, the most everything anyway, and rebuilds all your build artifacts and stuff, like simple free solution with this simple trick, right? Don't run it, right? So if we have cargo ops, so this exists like if in our codeless AutoMagic T2, just simply amazing Linux distribution, AutoMagic codeless packages. If it's auto detected by the presence of cargo toml and the packager didn't disable that because, for example, Rust has it, but we need to bootstrap it differently. Also, I think librsvg has it, but we also need to configure that differently. So some packages need to disable that because they want to configure or meson or whatnot. And so also if the packager, so there are some packages that don't even have install plumbed and wired up, right? Why? I have no idea. Even as prominent stuff as Rust's bindgen and even Alacrity, it's like due why, I have no idea. At least last year they hadn't. So this is why we still might to build because we don't have an install, right? So for that case, it's like only build it if we don't install it anyway, and that reliably obviously is like F the system. If the Rust and Cargo people want their build stuff so strangely glitchy and broken, let them have it. I have it differently. I tested that already on the previous live stream where my audio was gone. Cuts the build time from 1 minute to 30 seconds and further prevents cargo update failures and internet latency stuff. I, in general, not a fan of that. Even I sometimes work in a train or airplane or stuff over internet is simply shitty. Why this modern code stuff needs to be so automatically connected, I don't know. I don't like it. And then it's like, 2023, your cargo build install is delayed because it tries to update the cargo creates IO registry stuff for no good reason. Anyway, that's it for this video. I committed this already in the previous live stream. And all right, we can then in this live stream copy the cache here and package delta here. Then we don't only have div tastic, but also delta for all the different div and delta lovers. Everyone there. Let's double check that this looks all amazing. Probably it does. Also the build time, because it's build time is, yeah, it's like only like 10% or something details. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. T2 continues to, like we with our Linux distribution, T2 continue attention to detail. One more thing, one more package, one more optimization, and this is probably is all right then. Probably looks good. And I also, in the previous live stream, I even on the fly patched div tastic to support or guess also the shell extension .in to automatically detect bash shellcode with .in. That is div tastic here, and then oops. All right, did I even? This looks like this. Patch here do they have patch? Apparently they don't. Patch of patch. But anyway, this is how div tastic looks. All the amazing state of the art div and delta patch view and stuff. Patch div tastic to also recognize our as probably, oops, like that. And with that, we continue to be one of the most state-of-the-art, modern and developer-friendly Linux distributions. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Leave in the comments below. All right, there's also one more thing. Yeah, leave in the comments below what you think to all this amazing modern cloud orchestrated package and hyper micro dependency stuff. One more thing, if you are Rust and Cargo, if a Rust and Cargo developer watches this, maybe take it as others 20 years professional experience with code that not everyone loves what you create there, as professional feedback of what maybe could be better in some ways or another. And what I really would need help with, probably I need to catch up there on the Rust Discord or so, is with Rust Analyzer and Clippy. I still haven't figured out how to build them separately. Of course, they build somehow when you build Rust and Cargo in the Bootstrap. I have no idea how they build and configure, because if you just Cargo build and install Rust, Clippy and Analyzer, they error out massively with hundreds of nightly feature, not supported, dash set, whatever. So if you happen to know how to freaking build Rust Analyzer and Clippy freestanding without the Rust Bootstrap with a production stable compiler and not nightly experimental feature compiler, please drop me a note, leave in the comments below. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something as usual. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And if you want to support this stuff, we have Patreon, GitHub sponsorship or YouTube membership. Otherwise, happy birthday, and otherwise have a good day. See you next time for all this fun to come.